One fine day, in ancient Egypt, a man puts some water into an ice tray, and he puts the ice tray in a refrigerator. The freezer drains the energy out of the molecules, so the molecules don't move and the object stays solid. The water is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and that was the start of the great Akhenaten. So, Akhenaten is the pharaoh of the ice cubes. He reigned for a long period of time until he died. And currently he is in the afterlife. And he wanted to see his family in the Valley of the Kings because he hadn't seen them in a very long time. So Akhenaten is going to see his family. But what awaits him? Akhenaten sets out in his palanquin. The air is very warm, and Akhenaten does not know if he'll make it to the Valley of the Kings. Even though the sun isn't that strong and the palanquin has a roof, Akhenaten may meet his fate. Akhenaten starts to melt due to the sun's rays. The molecules in Akhenaten start to move around because of the energy in them by the sun. The sun is making Akhenaten losing his dream of meeting his family in the Valley of the Kings. The heat is causing the ice cube to melt. The energy in the sun is making the molecules in the ice cube start to move around, so the ice cube starts to melt. As the temperature gradually increases, the ice cube will melt even more because more energy is added to the molecules and they can move around faster. The molecules will continue to grow farther apart due to the heat from the sun. Once a lot of energy is in the ice cube, it will allow it to move around very quickly, taking the shape of any container, no matter what shape or size. This stage is called a liquid. Akhenaten is now a liquid. The sun's rays and the warm air have melted him completely, and the molecules inside Akhenaten continue to move around. Energy is tightly packed into the molecules, which make them take the shape of any container. Akhenaten's dreams are coming to an end. As the temperature gets higher, the molecules start to rise because there's so much energy in the molecules. The sun heats the water, so the water turns into water vapor. The liquid is now turning into a gas. Akhenaten begins to rise because the heat has given the molecules inside him so much energy that they rise into the air. The great Akhenaten is now evaporating. He's very close to the Valley of the Kings, but since he rises in the air, he will not make it. The evaporation forms a cloud as it gets more energy. The water droplets start out small, but eventually get bigger. They start to clump together to make bigger water droplets. More and more water droplets condense to make the cloud heavier. Eventually, the cloud gets so heavy that it cannot contain the water anymore, so the water falls back down to earth again. This is called condensation. Akhenaten is now the poor state of a cloud. The sun's rays have shattered his dream to bits. The once great ice cube melted, then rose into the sky to form this lowly cloud. He may not see his family ever again because he's not an ice cube anymore. But as always, hope is still there. He could see his family from above. He could see all the tombs. He was very happy that he could be reunited with his family once again. And that's the end of the great story of Akhenaten.